will give the floor to our Vice Dean, Eleanor Christofferson. Our Dean was supposed, of course, and planned to come and give the host welcome speech, but since Monday he has been ill. Then I will give the floor with great honor and pleasure to our rector, Professor Ivanka Popović. And then I will give the floor with great pleasure and honor to our Commissioner for Equality Protection, Brankica Janković. And then we will proceed. So Jelena, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear guests. I'm very pleased to be with you today and to have the opportunity to welcome you all at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. I would like especially to welcome our rector, Professor Dr. Ivanka Popović, our Commissioner for Protection of Equality, Ms. Brankica Janković, and our guests from the partner universities. Unfortunately, as you have already heard, our Dean is not able to be with us today, but he sends his regards to all of you. I'm very pleased that we are here gathered by the project LAWGEM, which gave us an opportunity to build our connections and stronger connections in future. I would also like to express on behalf of the management our gratitude to Professor Dr. Dragica Vujadinović, who is definitely spiritus movens of this project, a person with tremendous energy and who put huge effort in all of this project, and without her we wouldn't be here today. Please just also Professor Dragica, and definitely I would like to emphasize that we are very proud to be the host of this event today. And finally, I wish you all a successful and joyful days at our Faculty of Law and in Belgrade, of course, too. Thank you.
So, dear Professor Vujadinović, Janković, I would like to welcome all of you to the University of Belgrade, and especially thanks to the host, the Faculty of Law. And I also congratulate the Faculty of Law on their energy to put together such a wonderful consortium and such a relevant project. For those of you who are at the University of Belgrade for the first time, I would just like to give you a brief snapshot of our university, which will show you the potential impact of this project. We are 100,000 strong in terms of students. We have 31 faculties and 11 research institutes and represent the strongest and largest research institution in Serbia. We represent about 60% of the scientific output of the Republic of Serbia. Therefore, we also have a tremendous responsibility to be a partner with all of the universities in Serbia and to make the higher education area in all of Serbia a better place. In terms of gender equality and gender issues, the situation in Serbia is rather complex. We are living in a very traditional patriarchal society, which is also patriotic, but you never know why these slips happen, of course. We are on the one hand burdened by some aspects of this tradition, and also we have the tremendous burden of a transition that is in economy that is lasting for a very long time, which is causing certain consequences in our society, and some of them also related to the position of women. And therefore I see the relevance of this project in this legal framework that's happening in Serbia. I can really see this as a strengthening of our university and of our society. I think that's my phone also. I seem to be causing disruption. If we talk about the University of Belgrade and let's say the gender breakdown of our teaching staff, that at the moment is not really a key issue because we have parity at the level of assistant and associate professors, and we have about 40% of female full professors at the level of the whole university. Of course, this percentage is not the same at all faculties. Of course, the largest percentage of men is at the Faculty of Orthodox Theology, and the largest percentage of women is at the Faculty of Teacher Education. So you can see how things are moving, and although we are pleased with the all-around situation, we are not pleased with the number of women in management, because at the moment there are only 5 deans in the Senate of the University of Belgrade. So all aspects of your project will be an inspiration to the rest of the university, I hope also at a regional level. And as we are also at the moment running a Horizon 2020 project on gender issues, I see this that we will be using both these projects for the benefit of the university, as well as all other initiatives at the university dealing with gender issues. So I wish you a fruitful cooperation, many good deliverables so that Brussels will be happy. But most of all, I wish you to forge a good and strong partnership and to form friendships, because there's a lot of work ahead of you, and you should at least have a good time while doing this big job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Brankica Jankovic, the commissioner.
Thank you, dear Professor Vujadinovic and Director Popovic, colleagues, partners. It's also great pleasure to be here today, a great privilege to mark the beginning of our new project, a new program, Law and Gender, which would be key, important, and can give only really new quality in our educational system. I would also, I would like to express also my warmest welcome to all our guests and partners on this project. As many of you already know, Commissioner for Protection of Equality is an autonomous central national level institutions established to combat against all kind of discrimination and improving of equality. And one of our core powers is acting anti-discrimination complaints. And related to that, since the beginning of work of our institutions, gender as a discrimination ground according to the law of the prohibition of discrimination is every year among first 3 most frequent cases of discrimination. Only this fact says a lot about this phenomena. Also, what is also a fact? In a recent time, we always speak about needs to change and to reform primary and secondary schools. It's seldom to speak about highest level of education, which is for me the most important. And it's really time to do something in that area. You know that we started last year to speak in this room about gender equality and how important to speak about that issue in high schools. We supported this project, first of all, because of our trust to our partner from the Faculty of Law. We have long, good, fruitful cooperation, long time. And of course, implementation of this project will present definitely substantial progress in this, because we really need a gender-sensitive approach in illegal education in Serbia. It is because of course, our current situation and because of our future. Still, there are many judges in our justice system who who are heavily influenced by gender and other stereotypes. This also applies for prosecutors, inspectors, administrative work, even worse, members of our government and parliament, unfortunately. Educating students of law, future decision makers, in a gender-sensitive manner means a lot for our society and for our state. It also means a better society with more justice. And for the end, I am pleased that that project and process of developing and introducing of this progress will be done systematically and will involve eminent and proven experts of our and all of you who are our very important partner. It's not, it is not usual and common in our society to prepare new project and implementing new idea in a detailed and systematic way. Usually we involve something which is new immediately without enough preparing, and because of that we faced with a lot of misunderstanding. Now it's time to change our bad, let's say, bad habits and praxis, and started with good energy and trust between all of us. I wish you successful meeting, first management meeting team, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Brankice. And just to follow what Brankice said at the end, this project has been prepared since January. This is almost the whole year, with the full commitment of all consortium members, and maybe that's some kind of the guarantee that it will go on successfully. Okay, before I give the short, how to say, summing up presentation of the structure and the main outputs and events of our LAWGEM. I think that's the best to pronounce LAWGEM, Law and Gender Building, Master Study Program Building, Strategic Partnership in Higher Education project. I will give the words of gratitude related to all relevant institutions and individuals without whom this project wouldn't be established and wouldn't be possible to implement that. So first, I want to express my... First, I want to express my gratitude, sincere gratitude to the Faculty of Law, to our faculty management, or how I call it, governments, to the Dean, Professor Zoran Mirkovic, and to the Vice Deans for their sincere support. Then I want to express my gratitude to the University of Belgrade, the coordinator, the bearing agent of this project, especially to the rector, Professor Ivanka Popovic, and to the Office for International Affairs for their constant assistance and support, technically, substantially, strategically, in all respects. Then I want to express my gratitude to the consortium universities and to the organizational boards, key persons from our consortium members, LUMZA, Cadiz, Zarland, and Orebro universities, and especially to the contact persons of these organizational boards and consortium members, Susan Strand, just to change the order, Marco, professors Susan Strand, then Marco Evola, Thomas Gigerich, and Isabel Ribes. For, as I said at the beginning, the real commitment, hard working, cooperation, loyalty,
And how to say, through that work, I did not know many of them personally, but building also the friendship, respect and mutual confidence. Then I want to express my sincere gratitude to the research team of Belgrade Faculty of Law. The team is numerous, high quality personalities and academics. From the beginning, we can feel the commitment and enthusiasm, and already some of them started with organizing small or bigger conferences, seminars related to gender issue, writing articles which maybe they did not plan earlier. So I think that's a promising situation, and the team has about a third of our academic staff currently, and it will expand, I'm sure, when we accredit this master program. Many others are capable and willful to take part in this project. I think that's crucial. And you will see, you will see in the working materials, I will not put that part of the presentation, you will see how big research teams from all our consortium members are. We started making them, creating them from the beginning, and maybe they will be also bigger and bigger with during the 3 years of the project implementation. Then I want to express my gratitude to our associate partners. The commissioner, as the person Brankica, is the representative of the institution commissioner for the protection of equality of the Republic of Serbia, and this institution is a very important associate partner of our project. Then the next associate partner is the Association of Judges of Serbia. I hope they will also join us during these 2 days. Especially tomorrow we have one session devoted to the dissemination of the project, and all these associate partners will take part and contribute to that. I'm sorry that we did not manage to get associate partners for other consortium members, but it was a hectic time of establishing, organizing everything for the project application. We can improve that as well. The third very important associate partner in our project is the NGO, very prestigious one, the Foundation Center for Democracy, and they have already helped us with dissemination issue, and they will do a lot in that respect. Then I want to express my special gratitude as well to the Tempus Foundation and to the Department for Higher Education, and especially two persons, Darko Milogoric and Tanja Stankovic. They will come, they will have their presentation. Their competence, professionalism, and goodwill all the time to assist during the application really was very, very important. Because I did not have any management and application skills from the beginning, I had to catch the points in many respects, and they really were nice. They helped me a lot. I also want to express my special gratitude to OSCE mission to Serbia, especially to James Stockstill and Zoran Antonijevic from the departments for Human Rights and Non-Discrimination and Gender Equality. This project has been a result to a great extent, I have to say that, result of their support for a few crucially important events which had happened at our faculty since 2017. First, they supported organization of the conference Gender Mainstreaming in Higher Education. Then they supported the action towards creating the gender action plan for our faculty, the first one at our university. And also they supported and enabling the coming of our keynote speaker and visiting lecturer, Professor Johanna Niemi. Thank you, Zorana and James and the OSCE, and thank you, Johanna Niemi, especially. It really is our great pleasure, and there are professors who, when they heard that you would come, they said, oh, that really is something very important, and we hope that we will continue with our cooperation, because from the beginning, from our initial communication, I felt that you caught the idea and the importance, and you immediately accepted to come and to support us. Thank you for that. So that's it from me. And if you don't mind, just a very short presentation of the project, and I will start. So I hope that all of you got the working materials. We also managed, I'm very proud to, so I didn't express my gratitude to the administration, to the IT manager of our faculty, and many other persons from the shadow, let's say so. Believe me, without their help, I wouldn't be able to make in a very short time many things, which you now have as our working materials. So you all have what you need, and it is very important that the contact persons have the grant agreement and all annexes translated into English, because at the beginning what we got was only the Annex 2 translated into English, and then we had to make an effort and translate all other documents, because they are very important for constructing and finally signing the partnership agreement between University of Belgrade and each particular consortium member, which will be done very soon. Okay, so as we have already mentioned, the coordinator of the project is University of Belgrade, and the organizational board from the university and the Faculty of Law consists of me, and professors Ivana Krstic, Tanasija Marinković, and Ljubinka Kovačević. Tanasija will come in the afternoon, he was abroad. Then we have the consortium partners, University of Cadiz. Please apologize for my wrong pronunciations. Isabel, okay. So Isabel Ribes Moreno, Antonio Alvarez del Cuvillo, Thais Guerrero Padron, Vanessa Hervias Parejo. No. Ah, she's not coming. No. But no. So here, I'm mentioning the key members or the organizational boards, as I call it. But then I will. So I apologize. I wanted to mention all of you personally, but through who is who session, you will present yourselves, and thank you all. So from all 4 consortium partners, universities, 3 members came, and it's very important that the beginning is with complete groups and complete participation. So thank you very much, and you will present yourselves. I apologize. Then University of Saarland and the organizational board, key persons, and also the participants here are Professor Thomas Gigerich and assistant professors Marijke Frolich and Christina Bakes. And we have LUMSA University Consortium, the organizational board, consisting of professor and the coordinator Marco Evola, Gabriele Carapezza Figlia, Marco Cedro, and Giuseppe Puma. 3 of them are here. And Orebro University, the key person Susan Strand, and organizational board Lisa Husu, Eleanor Christofferson, Maria Stjuholm, Sofia Strid, and Rigmor Argren. I apologize. So very shortly about objectives, I will simply read because this is well written and I want to proceed. So the main objective of the LAWGEM project, or Law and Gender Master Building Project, is to build a fully innovative systemic curriculum of master legal studies, which will offer a gender-sensitive legal learning, studying and teaching, and which would encompass all relevant fields of legal education and legal practice, as well as non-legal relevant fields such as the economic analysis of law, criminology, and other social, psychological, and other fields of research and knowledge. And the end results of this project, of its implementation, is the Law and Gender Master Program, which shall offer in-depth knowledge of reasons for gender mainstreaming in law, economics, politics, and policies of the European Union and its member states and accession countries, and generally speaking. So we have the task to confirm, to convince others how important this gender perspective is for legal education, for higher education, and generally speaking. So intellectual outputs. The main intellectual output is creation of the curriculum and syllabi. And I will have one more slide more concretely about that. Then empirical survey tool. So this, what is in the brackets, are University of Belgrade as the responsible partner for completing that, but all others, all of us. So we have been working all the time on equal footing, and all of us are supposed to contribute equally to everything, but always there is somebody who is responsible and who has to coordinate, to lead, and to finalize particular intellectual output. About empirical survey tool, we will have the whole session because we have already prepared the draft, which is very important. Isabel asked me to do that in advance, and we then can discuss, correct, add things which are missing, change, etc., etc. Very interesting intellectual output. A very important intellectual output, the textbook. Responsible partner is Saarland University. So everything what will be included into the curriculum will be covered also with the chapters, and not only 17 courses, but also the gender equality legal clinic will be as one of the obligatory parts or courses in the whole curriculum. So Saarland will take responsibility and all others will work hard on that. The fourth is lifelong learning online platform. I will shortly later say a few words about that. We have already started with creating the website, and this will be some kind of the expanding that, and all of us will be interlinked, and all of us will contribute to that significantly. And what I mentioned already, the fifth intellectual output is a gender equality legal clinic, or every university is responsible, but from all consortium members, responsible persons will take the crucial part in creating that. So as you can see, we have already the outline, the structure from the beginning. That was the way how we agreed upon taking part in the consortium membership for this project. From the beginning, we had this structure with particular mandatory courses and a list of optional courses. I think that we made mistake that did not introduce as one more optional course related to the environmental issue and gender equality, environmental law, environmental issue, and intersectionality between gender and environment. But we can consider that and do something in that respect in a due time during our work, or later on, at least each university can decide whether to include that in his own curriculum. Very important. So already during this meeting, we will have one session in which groups of the researchers from all our universities, our consortium members, will gather together, focused on particular syllabi building. So this kickoff meeting is not, how to say, should not have the focus on that, but we will use each opportunity, each meeting, each event to because of the cost effectiveness and how to say effectiveness of our academic work, that who is there and who takes part, who is responsible from different universities for particular courses, also to use the opportunity to work, to discuss which topics, how to organize, how to structure particular syllabus. In that sense, we will do it also tomorrow. And our key lecture will also be helpful and will first be held by Professor Johanna, and after, so as some kind of the instructing and how creative contribution to the work of these groups, because for many of us, this is some kind of the beginning. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ivanka, molim vas, nemojte. Hvala vam puno. Just a second. I knew that they have to leave at 10:30, but I want to say goodbye. Budi tu. Hvala puno. Stvarno, mislim, nemam reči. Nemam reči. I divno si govorio. Rektorka, stvarno. Hvala puno. Hvala puno. Hvala. Prijetno. So the main event, which will have the task to build and complete all particular syllabi, will be in May, again in Belgrade. And we got that. There were some suspicions about whether the grant, the European Commission will allow. They usually do not allow. That is how I was informed. That there are not big chances to get this workshop, but it is very important, and I'm happy that we got it. So in May we will work, and in the meantime, the groups of researchers from different universities who have been responsible for particular courses will be in the constant communication. Some of them will start it already today, and in May we will complete that more or less. And just a few more. Ovaj da ugasim.
Kako vam je lakše?
Da.
Samo na njega.
So I mentioned regarding the textbook that it will be a huge book with 17 plus introductory chapter and plus gender equality legal clinic chapter, 400 to 500 pages, and Professor Gigerich, Marijke, and Christina will be responsible, but all others, all members of the teams. No, you will write just, let's say, you will take part in writing 3 articles. So it's a very interesting and challenging, how to say, task. I think, I'm not sure that, I haven't heard about that anybody tried something like that, researchers from different countries try to make together, for example, a few of them, one article. For somebody, it can seem like not being very motivational, but it's a challenging task in a very creative way, because it presupposes communication, self-distance, no ego focus, but openness for the best arguments. And besides that, I think that we should, and I will talk with all of you later on, that we should think about publishing and finding the editors for some additional monographies in which our participants can contribute with their individual author, but by one author written articles focused on some particular problem issue from the field of interest. So it also will be interesting, and we should think about and talk about later on. And speaking about the lifelong learning platform, you know what it is, and all of us will contribute with adding through our IT managements everything what we do. And besides that, additionally also we will inform about different events, books, everything what is interesting for our project, and what has been happening in our countries, at our universities, and everything will be there available online. Also, of course, all our intellectual outputs, that's the most important part, and everything will be very transparent. And also the legal clinic and the pilot implementation of this master program in the second or the third, more realistically in the third year of the implementation of the project, will be there online. So this is also a very important part of and important intellectual output. Empirical survey tool, I also think, is an extremely important part, because we should collect, if we manage to make a very good questionnaire, the questionnaire which offers responses to which offer relevant knowledge about the value statement and different statements related to the education, institutional framework, cultural and educational framework of our education at our universities and in our educational systems. So if we get a good, high quality questionnaire, we will get a very interesting results, and reports will be based on those empirical survey results, particular reports, and then the experts from all of our consortium members will create together the common report. It's very interesting. So cultural differences, differences in our educational systems. For me, I'm looking forward really to this intellectual output and to what we will get as the end result. Nobody knows. Maybe some of you know, but I'm not sure, but I think it will be very interesting. Also, Gender Equality Legal Clinic, Orebro University has already had a great experience with another legal clinic. Our Faculty of Law has had a very well-developed legal clinic work, also in the field of anti-discrimination and human rights protection. So we will make a very good gender equality legal clinic, I'm sure in that. And just to mention at the end, everything is in detail given in the working materials. We will have, so we have this first transnational project meeting, now, and then we will have together, because of the cost effectiveness, I mentioned something at the beginning, maybe it was not enough clear. Each next time we will combine transnational project meetings, managerial meetings, with multiplier events, which means conferences, and each of them will be used for the presentation of the already completed particular intellectual outputs, syllabi. In a few conferences they will be presented, textbook, empirical survey results, gender equality, legal clinic, etc., etc. So you can see that the second transnational project meeting and the first conference or multiplier event, which is how the project idea is that these multiplier events serve to the dissemination of the ideas of the project. It will be held in Saarland, at Saarland University, in November the next year. Then the third transnational project meeting and the second multiplier event will be held in February 2021 at Cadiz University. Then the fourth transnational project meeting and conference number 3 will be held in October 2021 at Örebro University. Fifth transnational project meeting and the fourth multiplier event or the conference will be held in January 2022 at Belgrade University. And the sixth multiplier event or the conference will be held in May 2022 at Lumsa University. I feel so sorry and surprised that our sixth transnational project meeting, which was proposed to be in the combination with the conference to be held at Lumsa University, the reviewers of the project deleted that. I don't understand. I think it's not good, but it happened in that way. It will not make any harm to our work, but it would be better if we had this additional, at least because of the funds for more people to gather together. But we will then find additional funds. So that's it. Thank you very much. And just to check the time and to check the agenda. So we have, that was my plan, to make my presentation shorter than proposed, because you have working materials, we will talk and discuss much more, and because I don't want to hold any monologue, any moment during our work, everything has to be through the discussion, cooperation, and in that sense, I want to ask my colleagues from all consortium members, all of you and contact persons, especially to add to this introductory the structure of the project presentation, because I'm sure that I did not say everything what is most important. So if there is something like that, please add. And after that, we will start with the who is who. Each of you will say a few words about himself, and the contact persons also can say a little bit more about their participation in the project and about their university or universities. Thank you very much. First, if you have any comments or additions to what I said concerning the project. Marco, Ljubinka, Susan, Isabel, and the others. Yes, please. So the contact persons should come here. Thank you for reminding me, because I forgot.
dajte ove Toblerone mi dodajte. Tamo su. A, donose. A, dobro, dobro. To sam zaboravila isto. Ne mogu da se više setim. So you have your very good.
You stay in center.
Okay.
We move her.
Thank you. And you have your water. No, this is your water. And I have mine. Thank you. Did I forget something? But tell me, you can add if you want. Because it. Okay. Okay. So this is our project, believe or not. More than 200 pages. We managed. I just to move my bed. Ti nam pomozi, da, odlično. Šta? Ne. Ti samo budi tu da i slikaj nas sad kad smo svi, ali slikaj nas kad smo sad svi zajedno. So I suggest that we start with the self presentation of our contact persons. Whoever wants can start, please. So,
well, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for your warm welcome. We are really happy to be here. And after the words of Rajitsa, I think it's a great opportunity to work together. I hope we could find a good way to finish all the objectives of the project, because they are too ambitious, and I think this is good. But at the same time, it's a bit frightening. So I am going to introduce just my colleagues. I'm not sure if you want to introduce all of them, all the team, or all the colleagues that are here today.
I think that each of the colleagues who are here should present themselves personally.
So, yeah.
But you can say something more about the whole team or whatever
Okay,
you want. But
okay.
they will present
Well,
themselves personally.
At first, when Rajitsa began to talk about the project, I have a contact. Unfortunately, she's not here, Cettina Di Salvo. She was a key person with all the contacts at first, at least for me. And well, we began to get involved with the project because we were in the era some time ago, and I met Cettina there, and we were talking about equality and things related to this. And after this, a bunch of professors, especially from labor law and social security law in Spain, we were really committed with the equality process in Spain. But at first, to be honest, we don't expect that the project would be a reality as today is. And after the obtention of the grant, well, we figured out that it was very useful to introduce more people involved with equality, more people involved with the rest of the matters that take part in the master's organization. So we talked with many professors in Spain, in our university, and fortunately, we are happy to say that we have a specialist in each of the matters that we have here. So even we are a lot of us of labor law and social security law, and we have specialists in sociologists like Eva, and a specialist in criminal law, which are very, very important. We have another master's degree in Spain in our university regarding to gender and different parts of the gender studies, not exactly in law. And we consider that it could complete that kind of studies. We are dealing with some differences with the other masters, but they join us, two of them, two of the most important professors of the masters collaborate with us. So we have different
So there is no
expertise.
negative competition.
No, of course it not. No, but nowadays we have the collaboration
Very good.
of them, and I think it's a very, very interesting issue for all of us, because we have, well, of course, all of the professors that are here today, but we have specialists in sociology, in economics, in financial law, in criminal law. I don't remember if we have another different expert. Well, in commercial law, and have to remember in human rights, philosophy law, because they are specialized in human rights, processal law. And I think we have an interesting team, and you could read about the brief summary of their CV. And if you want to be in contact with us, we really love to have some Erasmus exchanges with the rest of the universities, just to intensify the contact. So I think it's a good idea. Maybe it could complete the funds, because we don't have enough, as
Yes.
we are.
Don't have enough.
Yeah, and I consider if in the meetings, if we only have to go two of us, is a poor opportunity, because you need more. And if we have to be there, the coordinators, you only could join with another one. So this would be a problem for many of the objectives.
So all of us have to think about additional funds, and that's why I'm especially grateful to OSCE, who helps us, and I hope and some other UN women as well. I think they will help us, and some embassies. We will work from the beginning in a way to find additional funds, because this grant for this project is not as big as the idea and its implementation demands. But that's not our responsibility.
Yes,
Ours is to do our best in each respect.
Well, in Spain, we have the problem of the money, of course. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Because, well, we have changed our government, and the regional government is not very fond to spend money in equality. And even we have, in gender equality, and we have changed our rectorate too. So, well, we'll see what happens, and we will try our best. But we are not sure if we could accomplish with everything as much as we said at first. So, thank you very much, and I hope we will do our best.
Thank you. Susan Strand from Horoho.
Well, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me like that? Good. So we are very happy to be here. There are three of us here. We are a research group of 6 professors. At Örebro University, it's a young university in Sweden, and we are working our way on the ranking lists for young universities, and this goes really well. So it's a progressive university, and they think that this is a great idea, and they support us, although we also struggle with the finances, but we are trying to solve it as good as possible. And because the theme of the LAWGEM project is utterly important, and currently we don't have a master program on law and gender in Sweden. We have had one in Umeå, I think it was, a couple of years ago, but we don't have it now. Our idea why we wanted to join this project is because it's cross-sectional. So I'm a associate professor of criminology, so I enter this a little bit from the side, but I have 3 professors in law with Eleanor Christofferson, Maria Sjöholm, and Rigmor Argren, who is not here today. So we hope that we will have the law courses settled very well at our department. We also have Professor Lisa Husu and Associate Professor Sofia Strid. They are both in gender studies, and Professor Lisa Husu has done so much work on important gender equality throughout Europe for the last, I would say, 20-30 years. She is gender equality, basically. So she's an enormous resource, I think, for the whole project with her experience and all the European work that she has done so far. We have the legal clinic as our specific interest, and we are hoping that you will share your ideas about that, and then we will try to implement it. So when you come to us in Örebro, we will hopefully have it all settled. Thank you.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Thomas Gigerich. I'm a professor of European Union Law, Public International Law and Public Law at the Law Faculty of Saarland University in Saarbrücken, which is in the very west of Germany, sitting right on the French border. And the next major city is Paris from our perspective. It's a 1 hour and 50-minute train ride. It's much closer than Frankfurt, which takes almost 2 hours to reach. I also hold a Jean Monnet Chair for European Integration, Anti-Discrimination, Human Rights and Diversity. And I am one of the directors of the Europa Institute of Saarland University. And that Europa Institute has a lot of experience in running an LLM program in European and international law, which is not gender specific, it's general European and international law, but we have experience in running such an LLM program. We are also experienced in cooperation with countries of the Balkans. We are running a cluster of excellence in European and international law with the Southeast European Law School Network. And so we already have a lot of contacts with Belgrade University and also other universities on the Balkans. We also have experience in publishing books. We let others write, but then we publish them. And we are writing nice emails to everyone who is late in submitting his or her her piece. So you can expect something from our side in that regard. I personally specialize in European Union institutional law and also in European and international human rights law, not with a gender perspective, but quite in general, anti-discrimination in general. But I'm eager to learn about the gender perspective, which is not entirely new for me, but I'm a bit of a newcomer to the law and the gender field. And so you have to teach me as well, but I'm ready to learn. That's perhaps all I should say right now. Are you satisfied with my performance? Thank you.
Good morning to everybody. It's quite nice to give faces to email addresses that are now part of my computer memory after thousands and thousands of mails. I want first to thank my dear friend, Professor Dragica Vujadinovic, for the good idea she had to involve many universities in a so important issue, such as gender and law. This was a very great idea, and she carried out a very hard job. And I want to thank her, because if you are here today, it's for her job, her ideas, and so she's worth to be thanked today. I'm also to thank my colleague, Professor Cettina Di Salvo. First, because she created the cooperation, with fruitful cooperation between LUMSA and Belgrade University. If we are here, it's thanks to the work she did. And she worked a lot on this project. Unfortunately, she's not part of the team, but I want to mention her and to thank her. I come from LUMSA. LUMSA is a private Catholic university, which was founded 8 years ago in Rome, and which created 20 years ago, it's our birthday this year, the Department of Law in Palermo. The department is widening. Now it covers also economics and social sciences. And we are dealing with anti-discrimination law because this is one of the courses, optional courses, which are delivered in our university. Unfortunately, we have not dealt with gender and anti-discrimination law, but this is something which urges us to be involved more and more in such studies. I'm professor of European Union law, and I deliver my courses in Italian and English, since LUMSA University has an international course as well as an Italian course. And I dealt with migration law, institutional law, and issues related to anti-discrimination law, not gender law. But this is something we are going to improve thanks to this project. So I'm a newcomer as well as we are facing economic difficulties. Spain, Italy, pigs are back, I might say. And I think that we are considering the matter in a very serious manner because we try to involve in our team different competencies. Private law scholars, such as our vice rector, Professor Frezza, the dean of the department, which is an expert on civil law, Professor Carapezza Figlia, and many experts in economics. So we try to cover all the issues that are involved in the project in order to contribute as much as possible to the good result of this project. It's quite funny that LUMSA is a Catholic university. A region is always considered part of the problem, or sometimes they're responsible for the problem. And we come from a very nice island, which is always considered backward in culture and in relationship between men and women. So I think this is a very interesting challenge for us because we try to demonstrate that both ideas are not prejudices, but at least they stem from a wrong interpretation of the religious belief and a wrong interpretation of the most recent cultural Italian development. That's anyway, we are dealing with a very challenging project, which is intended to change things, to change our attitude towards the law, to change the role of women and law in society. It's a very interesting and difficult challenge, but what I must say, that's a good project.
Thank you. So before I give the floor to our other highly respected participants, I just want to add a few things. More or less, all of us are the newcomers in the topic, and we are enough open and brave to additionally contribute to our own education, and I think that's something very important. And I generally speak that institutional support of all our universities is important, but the personalities, strong academic personalities, hardworking ones, as I have a strong feeling that all of us members of the team have been, is something very important and promising. And just to add, speaking about Professor Lisa Husu and Professor Cettina Di Salvo, Lisa, from the 2017 conference on gender mainstreaming higher education, was one of the leading persons. She was the first to support us together with Professor Jeff Hearn. Then she connected me with Susan Strand, so I'm really grateful to her and to the OSCE who mediated our cooperation concerning Lisa. Then Cettina Di Salvo, my personal friend. I feel so sad that she cannot take part because she lost her working position at Lum's University, but she was the one who initiated Erasmus mobility and cooperation between our universities, also connected me with Cadiz and Isabel, so I send my greetings to both of them. And now, please, Maria.
Hello? Okay. My name is Maria Sjöholm. I'm an associate professor at Örebro University, and I teach public international law and human rights law. And my specialization is actually gender perspectives on public international law, mainly human rights law and international criminal law. So this is right up my alley, and I look forward to this.
All right, my name is Eleanor Christofferson, and I'm a full professor in tax law at Örebro University, and I'm also responsible for, or have the main responsibility for the law subject as a whole. And my experience in gender issues and tax law is that I was for a long time at Uppsala University, and then we always integrated gender issues in the teaching of tax law and also in all legal subjects, but from my perspective then in tax law. So I'm very much looking forward to this and to participate in this project. Thank you.
Do I also present myself? Okay. Okay. I'm professor of procedural law at the University of Turku, Finland. But for 5 years now, I have held a chair of law and gender. It ends by the end of this year. But I have been working full time with these issues. I have been running several courses on law and gender, on law, violence and gender, and introduction to law and gender. And I have been giving also lectures to the in the introductory course to the law studies. I have written articles on generally on the gender perspective to law, and also on violence against, especially violence against women, and gender perspective. Recently, last summer, I presented, and I'm extremely interested in university pedagogics in law. Recently, last summer, I submitted a proposal for European Research Council on a project which would look at the law curriculum, and especially how gender, ethnicity, and partly also disability has been integrated or not integrated into law curriculum. And in that project, we also propose not a survey with the teachers, as you are proposing, but we are proposing a survey and interviews with the students on these topics, how they see gender, ethnicity in law curriculum. And I'm very happy to be here because a law and gender master program has been for a long time sort of my dream, but because all the positions in these subjects are time fixed, it's very difficult to establish that kind of program when you don't have a guaranteed continuity, and therefore I think this is a wonderful program, and absolutely wonderful is that you have been able to integrate so many people in this, so that even if somebody for some reason is not able to continue, then you have a lot of people who will do it. So congratulations and all the best for the program.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Antonio Álvarez del Cubillo. This is one of these Spanish long names, but you can say Antonio, it's okay. I teach labor and employment law in the University of Cadiz. And I also studied social anthropology. So in doing research, my main concern is the interaction between formal law and social reality. Because that I have researched a lot about discrimination law, because it's one of the fields in which there is a strong contradiction between the formal proclamation of equality and then real practice. I have studied some articles about gender specifically, and some others about other anti-discrimination law in general, or other causes of discrimination like race and ethnic origin. I really interested also in immigration law, so intersectionality, these kind of things. And this year I have started to teach in a master program about gender. It's an online course in University of Santiago de Compostela. So perhaps we can talk with them. And I'm also in the Commission of Equality of the Labor Law Association in Spain, which is devoted to all causes of discrimination. So we can also talk with them if necessary. And that's all. I'm happy to be here.
Hello, good morning to all of you. My name is Eva Bermúdez Figueroa, also a long name, as you know, but you can call me Eva also, of course. I am a sociologist. I teach different subjects on sociology and social research and things more or less like that. My main interest in my research is gender and unionism, and also the positions of women in administration. So I think this is a very good reason to be here, because the master is going to be a good opportunity to insert the gender mainstreaming in legal perspective. I think it's absolutely necessary. And I think more or less that's all. I also, I am part, sorry for my English, because I'm, oxidated. I don't know if you say that in English. No, ¿verdad? I'm taking part also next summer in a meeting with the European Sociology Association on gender and labor specialization. So if we may take this net also to make some contacts and, okay. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Thais. Thais is not a Spanish name, it's Egyptian, but it's Thais Guerrero. Well, I began my career, my academic career, 25 years ago with this topic. It was not gender equality at that time, but it was equality and not discrimination between women and men. And I did my doctoral thesis studying the directive of implementation, that principle on social security law. Since then, I have been participating in courses, projects, conference in that topic, and I have some publications, but to summarize this, you must know that my line of research is focused in 3 elements: EU law, employment and social security or social protection, and gender equality and non-discrimination. They are the 3 common elements of all my development in this issue. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. My name is Ljubinka Kovačević. I'm associate professor here at the University of Belgrade Faculty of Law. I teach several courses from the labor law and social security law field. And of course, I'm very much looking forward to collaborating with our dear colleagues from Cadiz. There are so many colleagues for this scientific field. We have a very challenging and interesting and demanding task ahead of us, but I'm convinced that we will be successful in it. It will be really important, speaking from that perspective of labor law and social security law, to actually examine that gender equality principle as a basis for re-evaluating key labor law and social security law institutes. That will be very important. For me, it will be also very important because I was a member of a group dedicated to drafting gender action plan for University of Belgrade Faculty of Law, and now we are drafting a regulation on prevention of and protection against sexual harassment at the University of Belgrade Faculty of Law. So maybe I can stop at this point. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Let me also welcome you all to Belgrade and to the law faculty. My name is Eleanor Christofferson. I'm teaching here international human rights law and international public law, but also for several years I was also teaching European anti-discrimination law, where gender perspective was also a very significant part of that course. I'm also coordinating legal cleaning on anti-discrimination with students for more than 10 years, and I'm really happy to hear that some of you also have experience in legal cleaning, so it will be really great to exchange ideas and how we can proceed with that part of our project. I'm also closely cooperating with the Commissioner for Protection of Equality, not only giving my expertise, but also taking part in different trainings for legal professionals. And also I'm a Serbian member in European Equality Law Network for both streams, non-discrimination and gender, which means that I also write expert reports on the situation in Serbia and how and what we should do to align with European standards in this area. However, although I have some expertise in non-discrimination and gender, I really think that it will be very challenging for all of us. And also it's not only important to have a knowledge, but also to have vision and also to have energy. And I really, and please let me to thank Professor Dragica Vujadinovic for her really great enthusiasm about this project. Without her, we will not be here today. And thank you, Dragica, for taking leading part in this project. What some of you complained, as Marco said, that he already got a lot of emails. What I can promise that you will have more and more emails until the end of this project.
Thank you, Ivana. It's really nice to meet you all. My name is Bojan Spajic. I'm professor of jurisprudence and legal philosophy, assistant professor of jurisprudence and legal philosophy on the University of Law, the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. Really looking forward to engaging in this project because the feminist perspective is probably, and the gender perspective is probably one of the perspectives that's most neglected in legal theory and legal philosophy, in Serbia especially. So the idea is really nice. The kickoff seems fantastic. I look forward to working with you on syllabi to make legal theory inclusive of some of the issues raised in critical legal theory and in feminist philosophy. Now just to convince my other colleagues of it. So thank you. It will be nice hanging with you these 2 days and working with you on this project.
Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Milena Đorđević. I teach international commercial law and arbitration law here at the Faculty of Law. I'm also happy to have the opportunity to practice law, both as arbitrator and counsel in arbitration. I'm a member of the ICC Court of Arbitration, thus my experience is both domestic and international. The reason why I continue saying arbitration is because my work has, or my past experience has something relating to gender equality. I'm a member of the steering committee of the Pledge on Equal Representation in Arbitration, which is a global movement that has attracted a lot of support throughout the world. I was also a part of the GIZ-sponsored project, again, on gender equality in alternative dispute resolution. And I take active role in promoting the role of women in legal profession, especially in the field that I teach.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Natalia Lukich. I'm associate professor at this faculty. It's a great honor to host you and to see you today all. Many thanks to Professor Dragica and to all member teams who were preparing this great project. I'm professor of European Union law in general. My specialization is, let's say, in general, European EU law, but I teach also international organizations, and I hold a couple of seminars in the master program in English. It's judicial system of the EU, international relations of the EU, and recently we started of the common agriculture policy of the EU. I'm looking forward to learn something about the gender. The only practice I had till now it was actually when I was attorney at law for 10 years. I was attorney at law in French law firm, and I had the opportunity just a little bit to see how we dealt a little bit in practice. But I'm really keen and looking forward to learn and hopefully to contribute a little bit in this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning for all. I am Marco Cedro. I am assistant professor of tax law in LUMSA Department of Law of Palermo of LUMSA University, teaching tax law and international tax law. And also I am an executive committee of master program of tax law in Rome LUMSA Department of my university. In Italy, there are no many studies of tax issues related to gender gap on family issues. So I think that it's important to understand how taxation can be an instrument, probably especially tax expensive, can be an instrument to avoid the gender gap and to improve the condition of weak persons. So I hope to give my contribution in this project. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Giuseppe Puma, assistant professor in public international law at the law department of LUMSA University. My research interests do not involve, to be honest, gender issues, or at least not since now, at this moment. But quoting Professor Gigerich, I'm really, really ready to learn. And I dealt with some similar issues in the past, dealing with the recognition of same-sex marriages celebrated abroad into the Italian legal system. And in this framework, I had the opportunity to manage the conflict between human rights law and private international law into the Italian legal system. So I am really happy again to learn, and I look forward to work with each and every one of you.
Good day. My name is Tatiana. I come from the Office of the Commissioner for Protection of Equality, and I'm not professor at all, first one, but I'm a lawyer, and I graduated in this very building many, many years ago, and I'm very proud to be part of this team. And as the Commissioner mentioned before, we are dealing in our institution about 20 grounds of discrimination, but gender is one of the most frequently most often grounds of discrimination upon the complaints that we are acting upon, and being proud to be a part of this academic, I can say, community. I think that the role of the Commissioner will be that will be like a sound of practice, because we are dealing with the people in direct contact about acting upon these complaints committed to the Commissioner, and I think the practice of our institution will be of great value for helping for creating this project and this syllabi successful. So thank you for invitation.
Good morning. My name is Christina Backes. Does this work? Ah, yes. Now, and I am a teacher, teaching and research assistant at the chair of Professor Gigerich, and I am mainly responsible for the implementation of the projects within the Jean Monnet chair. My specialization is in European law and in human rights law, also not really gender related, but I'm also willing to learn, and I'm also chief editor of the journal the Europa Institute is publishing Zeus, and we're publishing in matters of European law and international law.
Hello, my name is Mareike Fröhlich. I'm teaching and research associate at the Europa Institute, and I'm a project coordinator or the project coordinator of the SEEU cluster for European and international law, and we are cooperating since 2013 with the University of Belgrade and with the Faculty of Law, and we are very happy that we are part of the project, and thanks for all the work you have done so far. I know it's a lot of work. So my main field of research is European and international economic law, also not related so much to gender issues. Also there's a lot going on especially on the international level when it comes to gender and the influence in trade law. So I'm looking forward to the project and happy to be here. So thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Nikola Ilic. Currently, I'm a teaching assistant at the Belgrade School of Law, Department of Economics, and I teach principles of economics and economic analysis of law. And in general, I'm really interested in gender economics, and that's why I'm really grateful because I got the opportunity to take part in this project. So thank you once again.
Thanks very much to the organizers. I would also like to greet and welcome you all here at the University of Belgrade Faculty of Law. I work as a teaching assistant in economics. Also, my focus is economic analysis of law. So far, I haven't had a chance to focus my research on gender studies, but I hope to be able to contribute in the area of gender entrepreneurship. And yeah, thank you all for being here, and I hope this will be a very productive day or 2 days of the conference.
Good morning to everyone once again. My name is Marija Draškić. I am a full-time professor at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. I teach family law and medical law. Referring to this project, I would say that the field of family law is gender sensitive per se. So we have plenty of possible topics to work on. For this moment, for the beginning, we have chosen to propose 2 topics. The first one would be family law protection from domestic violence, and the second one would be the legal status of transgender persons. I'm also looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vuk Radović. I'm a full professor here at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. Currently, I'm teaching here courses company law, commercial law, and bankruptcy law. Apart from Faculty of Law in Belgrade, I'm also teaching some business law courses at some other faculties as well. As you can see, a major focus of my scientific and practical work deals with business law issues. That is the reason why I will be involved in gender equality and business law course inside of this project. Unfortunately, I don't have the experience in gender equality issues, but I'm looking forward to explore this field deeper, and this project will give me the opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Uroš Novaković. I'm assistant professor of family law here at the Law Faculty, University of Belgrade. I'm also the member of the project team that is referred to family law. I teach family law, and also at master studies I teach domestic violence and mediation. Some of specific field of my research was, and still is, European Court of Human Rights and the decision of this court. And I think I will continue to work on this during this project, especially Article 14, which is referred to discrimination. Our leader of our team is Professor Draškić, and I want to thank Professor Vujadinović that gathered us here at this kickoff meeting, and want to say that I'm looking forward to be the part of this team. Thank you.
Hi, good morning to everyone. My name is Ana Nestorović, and I'm a lawyer. So I have some practical knowledge about domestic violence and matrimonial cases, and I think that is very important for all of us to teach everyone around us about gender equalities, about human rights, about women's rights, and I hope that I will learn something more here, and I hope that I will have a chance to practice that new knowledge that I will gain here. And I want to thank Professor Vujadinović to invite me here, to be here with you, and that's all.
Hello everybody, my name is Tatiana Petrovich. I'm pleased to meet you and pleased to greet you here in Belgrade. I also teach at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade, and my main topics cover company law, in particular EU company law. Nevertheless, so far I didn't have a chance to broaden my knowledge in gender-sensitive company law, and I will be really looking forward to do that. Although I did not have a chance so far to do any kind of research, after gaining this project, I did a little bit of kind of introductory research in order to see whether I would be interested, and I was really pleased to see that it's such a great topic. So at least the topics I covered so far, for example, women entrepreneurship, seem to be such a great field of research, and I'm really looking forward to broaden not only my personal knowledge, but to add a little bit to my teaching on these gender-sensitive issues. So thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bojana Čučković. I'm associate professor here at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade, within the Department of International Law and International Relations. So I teach public international law, international human rights law, international environmental law. I'm also engaged within 2 legal clinics here at the faculty, the legal clinic on asylum law and legal clinic on human trafficking law. So far, my research hasn't focused on gender perspectives of these areas, but I'm very much looking forward to developing and expanding research into these areas as well. It's my pleasure to be with you here today, and I'm very much looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Snežana Dabić. I'm an assistant professor here at the Faculty of Law. The main field I research in is civil law, specifically general part, and property law. I haven't had much opportunity to research about gender issues in these areas, but this year I researched about some other topic which let's say is a little bit connected to this, and I am really glad to gather more knowledge here during this preparation of this master program, and to, let's say, broaden not only my knowledge, but to also have an opportunity to give something from me to this project.
Good morning. My name is Branka Babovic. Currently, I'm a candidate for assistant professor at the University of Belgrade at this faculty. Recently, I defended my PhD thesis in multi-party international litigation. However, my field of research encompasses collective redress. Having in mind that this is a very important topic and very important procedural tool for fight against discrimination, I'm looking forward to cooperate with all of you on this topic.
Good morning, everyone. I'm especially pleased to be here. My name is Orana Antonijević. I am holding PhD in gender studies, and I was very happy to be a visiting doctoral student at Örebro University with under the supervision of Professor Lisa Husu and Jeff Hearn. And I'm currently working in the OSCE mission as a gender person, so to say, as a national program officer responsible for gender mainstreaming and gender equality. And I'm very, very grateful to Professor Dragica Vujadinovic for allowing us to contribute to your project. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mirjana Radović. I'm an associate professor of business law here at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. Unfortunately, I do not have any professional experience with gender law in connection to business law, being that business law, and which in my case includes commercial law, capital markets law, banking law, and company law issues, is as such extremely complicated, and we're really struggling to keep pace with all the modern developments and trends in other developed countries, so that gender law issues, unfortunately, in my field of law, have been neglected so far. And my hope is that being part of this whole project team will enable me to enrich my approach to business law from the gender law perspective. Thank you very much. Looking forward to cooperating with all of you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ivana Markovic. I work as an assistant professor here at the Faculty of Law. I'm teaching in criminal law, a field of law, as you all know, which is very traditional, very paternalistic. And although we are starting to deal with gender issues, it's mostly about implementation of international documents, whereas the results in practice still remain to be seen. Although my background is a criminal one, I have also obtained a master's degree in public international law. I've written on gender jurisprudence in of the European Court of Human Rights, so I had the possibility to gain some first insights into this topic. I'm very curious about the results, not only in my field of law, but also in your, and I'm looking very much forward to the cooperation with you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nina Kuzhljanin. You can just call me Nina, no need to break your tongues on the last name. I teach legal history here at the University of Belgrade Faculty of Law, primarily Serbian legal history, but also comparative legal traditions. My research so far hasn't focused exclusively on gender issues in legal history, but I have had some research in those areas, and I was planning on delving into the subject deeper, and then when I heard from Professor Dragica that she was planning this project, I knew that this was the right thing for me. I'm also doing my best to help the students on our basic courses focus on gender issues in legal history, because there are many prominent ones, and I would like to use this opportunity to tell you, or rather to remind you, because I think Dragica sent the information, that we have an international student conference with the topic law codes and women in March at our faculty here, so I think it would be wonderful if you'd send us some of your students to participate. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natalia Lukich, and I work here at Law Faculty University of Belgrade, the Department for Criminal Law. My main research area is criminology. And I'm really pleased to participate in this project, and I have to admit that it has already influenced my research work. because apart from one article regarding family violence, and that is actually the most research topic in respect to this gender-sensitive criminology in Serbia, and I published that work several years ago, but now I focused on some other aspects, and criminology really gives this opportunity to research different themes. So I already had that experience and published articles on punishment of women in the Republic of Serbia, then the violent crime of females in Serbia, and a few months ago I have completed one research on girls' delinquency in Belgrade. And it was, it was interesting. So when I went to these Belgrade units for social support and protection and told them what was my research topic, they were a little bit surprised and told girls' delinquency, well, this is not really interesting considering that girls do not commit serious criminal offenses, but still, you know, I expect these results to be published, and that's only the first part. So thank you, Professor Vojadinovic, and I'm really looking forward to future cooperation.
Hello once again, my name is Jelena Lepetic. I teach company law here at the Faculty of Law, University of Belgrade. Now once again, I would like to personally express my gratitude to Professor Dragica Vojadinovic for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this project and of the team who will do research on business law and gender equality. I was actually personally interested in this topic maybe from or since last year, because there was huge publications and articles in gender equality and board of directors. So I already did a lot of research and somehow it overlapped. So I'm really looking forward to continue with the research and to cooperate with all of you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Valeria Dabitic. I'm teaching assistant at the Faculty of Law. I teach sociology of law and I assist at the subject legal ethics. I'm also helping to our professor Danilo Vukovic in Center for Socio-Legal Studies. We did a lot of empirical surveys and empirical research on legal professions. And one part of this empirical research was about women in this profession. So I'm looking forward to this joint project. Thank you. Someone else or?
Thank you. Valeria only forgot to say that so in Serbia we have already done or have been doing conducting the empirical survey on gender equality. So the draft which I sent you, the contact persons in English. So firstly was so the empirical survey proposal was done in Serbian, and we have been currently filling this questionnaire. I hope that the whole staff will do that, and we do that under the this Center for Legal Social Research, which Valeria mentioned. So we will be the first with results, and then we will proceed with other centers, and then we will do the comparative analysis. Thank you all. I think this was a very good opportunity that we get the first impression one of each other, and I think that first impressions are really very promising. So thank you very much. And now we will have the break, and the Tempus Foundation representatives will come soon. Our coffee break will last a little bit longer, because I made it too short, only 15 minutes. Now you will have enough time, a proper duration of time for the real coffee break, and then we will have Darko and Tanya from 12:30 for that very important session. Thank you very much.